Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to this month's subscription box. Danny, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, this one will be really cool.
It's got a double channel. Maybe we should open it and look at it before we start talking about it. Should we do that
good.
now?
Let's go for it.
All right, what do we have here, Danny?
So this month we have something pretty special.
Okay, first the freebie, extra glue tips. These are so handy, and that's a lot of them, so good.
Yes. So first up we have our double inlay channel rings. So this month is our first time making one of these.
Yeah, these are great. It's really cool because you can just get so creative with all the different color combinations, different kind of memorable stuff on the left side, different stuff on the right side. So really cool. Get super creative. We're gonna start with kind of, I don't know if you call it the basics, but like from a really kind of reasonable starting point. Fire and ice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna just go after it with the fire and ice. We have a white opal.
Yep, white opal, and then the black ember opal. This stuff looks really cool. It's almost like, reminds me of like cooling lava or something. So
yeah,
I like that. And then, yeah, just keeping it simple with the glow powders. We've got orange as well as white glow powder. These should work out really nicely.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a really cool combo.
Okay, well, without further ado, should we get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, first step, we're gonna go ahead and fit our mandrel into the lathe and then put our ring blank onto the mandrel. This month, since we're using a tungsten blank, we really don't need to use electrical tape just because of how tough and scratch resistant tungsten is. This month, we really wanted to let the opals shine through and really play on that fire and ice. So with the orange and the white glow powders, we're going for just a thin layer behind the opals just to give them a little bit of a background, and so that obviously at night and after you charge the glow powders, it will glow and have a really cool effect as well. So what we're gonna do is start off with a thin layer of our super thin CA adhesive, and we're just gonna do basically as thin of a layer as you can. And I'm gonna use a needle to go ahead and make sure that it's evenly distributed throughout this channel of the ring blank. Since we are doing two different glow powders, you really want to be careful not to get any glue into the other channel until you're ready for it. So we're just being really careful to get just enough glue to cover the inside of the first channel we're working with. Once we have the glue on there evenly spread out, we're going to go ahead and just dump on our orange glow powder for this side. So we're just making sure to cover up all of the CA adhesive with this one. Once you're finished with your glow powders, we're gonna go ahead and start with our inlay. Now starting off with this one, I'm gonna start with the Ember Opal. And we crushed this up just a little bit finer so that it would fit into each of the channels. So what you're gonna do is use your medium CA adhesive, and you can either use a needle or a glue tip, but just use it to spread it thinly over the section of the ring that you're ready to work with. And as you're putting in the opal, just remember you have already put accelerator on the ring, so the medium CA adhesive will dry fairly quickly, so you just wanna be quick with the opals. Once we're finished with the Ember Opal, we're gonna go ahead and just get started with the white opal that we have crushed up as well. Since it does have accelerator already on the blank, the medium glue should be cured enough that the white opal won't stick to the ember side of the ring, to the fire side of the ring. Once we have both opals inlaid, we are going to go ahead and just add a little bit of accelerator just to make sure that everything is cured and set where we want it. Okay, once that is done, go ahead and start adding layers of super thin CA adhesive just to fill in all of the little cracks and channels that the opal forms, and to make sure that the top of the ring is an even surface. All right, and as you can see, in between each of the layers of CA adhesive, I'm doing just a quick spurt of our accelerator, and I do that just to make sure that it's cured and hardened, and then I can take a look and see if I need to do another layer. As you're doing that though, just be careful not to add too much accelerator or hold the bottle too close to the ring. Otherwise, you might cause the glue to bubble and discolor. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use our Dremel to take everything back down flush to our ring blank. As I'm finishing up, I double and triple check that I don't have any air bubbles. And for some reason, this ring just happened to finish really nicely, and I didn't really have any air bubbles. So we just went straight into the hand sand right after dremeling. With our hand sand step this time, we're just going to be using 220 to 1200 grit sandpaper. I find that with a ring that only has an opal inlay, that's all you really need to get a nice clean finish on it. So that's what we're going to use today. As you're sanding, you always just want to make sure that you're constantly changing where you're sanding with the sandpaper, just so that it's sanding efficiently. If you leave it too long in one spot, it's just going to kind of gunk up the sandpaper and you're not going to be sanding as efficiently, and you could be adding extra scratches to your ring blank. Once we're finished up with our hand sand, as always, we're just going to start with a polish. We're going to use our Step 2 Astrotech polish today. Once again, since it is just an opal inlay, that's all you really need to get a nice, vibrant shine on the ring. So we're just going to use our Step 2 today. Next up, go ahead and take your ring off of your mandrel and just kind of clean off any excess polish. And then you can see I had a little bit too much super thin CA adhesive when I was filling in the cracks, and it just got onto the edge of the ring. So we're gonna go ahead and just use a razor blade and just basically scratch it off or rub it off of the ring with the edge of the razor blade. Since it is tungsten, you don't really need to worry about scratching your ring here. You just want to be careful not to scratch your inlay though. Now that we're done with all the cleaning steps and polishing the ring, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I really like the fire and ice idea, just to have those two clashing elements. And I think the ember opal and the white opal we used really do a good job of portraying that. It's a little cliche, obviously, but I think it turned out really well, and I hope you have as much fun making this ring as I did. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then go on over to Facebook and join our ring maker group, just so that you can share tips and tricks in your different designs. Have a good one.